This is the reason why Clipper fans, for the most part, were worried that we were up 3-1 in the Western semifinals against this team. So if you were to tell me we would have a 16-point lead at some point in this game, I would not think we would lose this game. Listen, I'm not even going to go to the stats. First things first, I got to do this. I got to give credit where credit is due. Credit to Denver for keep on fighting in that game. They did not give up one bit. They were down as much as 16 points. Even more than that. And they kept fighting back. That's a resilient team. That's a resilient team. I got nothing but respect for Denver and the effort that they pulled out today. Kudos also to Michael Porter Jr. He hit the clutch three-point shot that essentially sealed the game when the Clippers were trying to make a late run to tie the game because their dumbass coach freaking lost in the game. Listen, again, credit to Denver and, credit to you guys. They're definitely going to bring Game 6. Now they got confidence, which I'm going to end this video off soon. I ain't doing no stats. I'm not doing no stats. This is just a flat-out rant. A Clippers playoff rant. Now, look, I'm sorry I didn't recap Game 4 because what happened with that, I was busy and I couldn't recap Game 4. We're here to talk about Game 5 in the closeout game that should have been. And now, I'm not feeling confident. Now the series might go 7 games. If the Clippers find a way to lose this game or lose this series down 3-1, that's it. Doc Rivers needs to be immediately fired. Fired! Again! These are fireable offenses! I said this in the Dallas series, I said it before, and I knew it would come back to bite me and bite this team in the ass again! Doc Rivers! Yes, we can say some players are the X factor on this team, but Doc Rivers now in the playoffs is the effing X factor! I told you I'm ranting. This is no joke. This is a fucking rant! Doc Rivers is the X factor! He's the X factor because he makes the rotations! He calls the shots! He does everything! Yes, is it on the fault of Kawhi Leonard and the other players for telling Doc to his face, no, get me in the game! We are going to lose if you do not get me back in this game! Yes, that's directly on Kawhi and the players for not taking the assertiveness and going out there and telling Doc Rivers, get my ass in the game! We need to stop Denver! They're going on a run! They're going to beat us! But no! Do they do that? No! By the time Denver got back and took the lead and they were hitting shots and they got their confidence back, it was too late for you to bring them back in! Late! Now you wonder why Clipper fans have PTSD from 2015 against the damn Houston Rockets. You have Paul Millsap looking like Josh Smith, having 17 points in a breakout third quarter that gets Denver back in the game to begin with. Then you start the fourth quarter. Now you have Kawhi playing the first few minutes of the first quarter. Damn, I'm losing my fucking voice right now because I'm fucking pissed. You have Kawhi start out the fourth quarter. You don't leave him in there. You take him out, which I think, okay, you take him out for 2 minutes and you put him back in the game. Did Doc Rivers do that? No. Kawhi Leonard does not check in. Literally, does not check in till I believe the 7-minute mark. Around that mark. Literally, around that mark. You want to know who's in the meantime doing everything? You got Lemon Pepper Lou breaking shots. You got Montrezl Harrell who ain't doing a damn thing. But what does Doc Rivers do? Let's leave him in the game. I love me some Lou Williams. I love me some Montrezl Harrell instead of getting guys back in the game like a Patrick Beverley, a Kawhi Leonard, and an Ivica Zubac, a Marcus Morris. Get your starters back in the game. It also didn't help that, Charles Barkley guaranteed the Clippers would win. That's also another bad sign, because if he guarantees anything, it's more than likely not coming true. Hold on, let me get a water bottle so I can cool down. Okay, I'm back now. Thanks to my water bottle, I'll cool down somewhat, but I'm still heated. I told you guys, this is going to be a fucking rant. There's no jokes, no bullshitting. So, you're telling me we played good for 3.5 quarters, and then we don't play like that? Yes. Was the offense not hitting shots? Yes. That's the fault because, one, the offense was too reliant on the damn freaking jump shot. They were trying to shoot threes. They were trying to shoot just jump shots instead of driving to the basket and go get fouled or make a layup. That's another problem. That happened in the third quarter stretch. At some point, stuff like that. And this is my thing. I tweeted. If you follow my Twitter, Clipper fans, I said this. The third quarter, the Clippers need to shut these guys down. The third quarter of this game was very key in what was going to happen. We got up to a 16-point lead in the third quarter, and next thing you know, Paul Millsap comes in, who had 0 points to start off the game, going into the third quarter, and then he dropped 17 points. That's all I always said. Just guard the three-point line and play your defense. They didn't do it. Now you got to worry about Paul Millsap doing things, and now you got to have the fear. Now Denver has the confidence again. They now know, we can beat these guys. Nah, we were down by much. And you know what this reminded me of? A little bit of Game 4 against Dallas. When you freaking let these dudes stay in the game for far too long instead of shutting these guys down. I won't be shocked in Game 6 if Denver hits their shots now. I won't be shocked. On a consistent basis, I won't be shocked. You wanna know why? Because Doc Rivers did it. Yes, you can say other factors in the game led because the Clippers played piss poor defense and they were settling for too many jump shots and stuff like that. Yes, I do agree with that point. For all the Clipper analysts out there saying you're just ranting on Doc Rivers, you're not talking about the overall aspect of the game. No, I understand that. We were not playing good defense in that late stretch in the third quarter, which every quarter for some reason we end off really bad. Settling for too many jump shots instead of just going to the rim, driving, and freaking go get fouled. Or go get a layup, or go drive in, suffocate the defense in, and kick it out, and hopefully the person who's shooting the open basket, makes it. I also thought it was also wrong, too, of the fact that Marcus Morris got that technical, which seemed to fire up the Utah Jazz, which seemed to fire up Paul Millsap. So now Paul Millsap has the edge against Marcus Morris because Marcus Morris was talking that trash, and guess what? It came back to bite you in the ass because now, look at it. Paul Millsap down there scored 20 points. I knew when that happened, I was like, that's not good. What are you doing? Again, but this is the overall takeaway. And most Clipper fans are going to say this. Doc Rivers, look. Like I said, I'm not giving no stats because at this point it's meaningless to me. The Clippers should have won this game. What Doc Rivers should have did is he should have got his starters back in when there was a part of the game, it was I believe the 9 or 8 minute mark of the game when there was a ball that was out of bounds, like deflected out of bounds. That's when Doc Rivers should have got Kawhi back in, Zoo, and Marcus Morris and Patrick Beverley back in the game. And that's when you go with your starters. No. This whole ending lineup with Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Marcus Morris, Lou Williams, and Trez. No. That's not working. No, and we're gonna play the team and beat the team in the Denver Nuggets, and hell, beat the damn Lakers and beat these other teams. No, we cannot go to our bench guys late in the game, especially if they can't buy a basket. No, you want to take Patrick Beverley out on the freaking either game-leading or game-tying basket. You take Patrick Beverley out for Lou fucking Williams, who has been cold from three this entire bubble playoffs. Not just the entire bubble playoffs. He's been terrible this series. Terrible from three. No, you bring his ass back in, and guess what he does? He takes a wide open three. What happens? He bricks it! No, you want to give a cold guy, a cold shooter, the basket. No, you leave fucking Patrick Beverley out there so he can continue to play fucking defense. You leave Lou Williams and Trez on the bench and tell them, you just don't got it. You don't have it tonight. Trez has already been bad in the bubble so far in these playoffs. Lou Williams, he can't buy a basket to hit from three. But no, you want to bring him in for Patrick Beverley. Hell, if Patrick Beverley took that shot, he might have made that because he was actually hitting his three-point shots. And hell, he can play defense. But no, guess what? You miss the shot, you leave him in there, you have Lou Williams got a Michael Porter Jr., he pulls up, makes a three. I'm not saying if Patrick Beverley's in that position, the same thing doesn't happen. It might still will happen, but guess what? That's a better defender than Lou Williams. What the fuck, Doc? What the fuck? No, I always said it. I've been clamoring even back in the regular season. Zoo needs to get more minutes late in fucking games because this will prepare him for the playoffs. And guess what? You don't have to go to Trez. I'm sorry. We win game 6 and we play the Lakers, guess what? You can't pull that bullshit against Anthony Davis. He'll own Trez all day the way Trez is playing in the bubble. No. That's why I've been saying maybe Trez should have freaking just stayed back. We would have had Joakim Noah as the backup center, which I don't understand why you have Joakim Noah activated. You don't fucking play him against Jokic, or you don't match Zoo's minutes with Jokic. I always said this. Doc Rivers will coach us to lose a game in the playoffs if he coaches like that. The problem is he left in Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell far too long, which gave Denver the confidence back when they were hitting their shots and they took the lead instead of, guess what? By the time Kawhi, Zubac, Morris, and Beverley got back in the game, it was too late. The damage was done. Only Denver could have lost that game, which they didn't, and credit to them. They hit the clutch shot after clutch shot after clutch shot to expand the lead and keep the lead going for them. And that's how they won the game. It was too little too late from Doc Rivers. So the players should be damn near ashamed of themselves that one, they even let the Denver Nuggets get back in this game. Two, the coaches, mostly Doc Rivers, needs to be fucking ashamed of himself for not doing his job right. Every Clippers media person needs to go up to Doc Rivers. Hell, if I was in the media, I'd be telling Doc Rivers, here's a question. Why did you not bring in Patrick Beverley, Marcus Morris, Kawhi Leonard, and Zubac earlier in the game when Denver was making their run on the comeback? Because guess what? If they get back earlier in the game, Kawhi, Marcus, Pat Bev, Zoo, they all played pretty good defense. You shut that down. And maybe Denver does not go on that run and continue it. You didn't even call a timeout. Hell, Nikola Jokic gets a foul shot. Montrezl does not even touch him. No fucking challenge. If we lose this series, if we somehow lose the series, which is entirely possible now, it's entirely possible. I said, if you want to get rid of Denver and move on to the main threat to your championship title, which is potentially the Los Angeles Lakers, you need to finish Denver off tonight. Now you got to play another game on Sunday Guess what? And I'm going to be recapping 2 games. Bears and Clippers now. And I don't even know how I'm going to keep track of that because apparently they're going to be playing at the same damn time. This is an embarrassing performance from the Clippers. A very embarrassing performance. Mostly, I blame this more on Doc Rivers than I do the players. This loss is on Doc Rivers. This loss is on Doc Rivers. There ain't no film you need to go back and watch. There ain't no film. No, Doc Rivers, within himself, needs to tell him, I cannot play Lou or Trez deep into late game situations. Because if they're not doing anything offensively for me, they are unplayable. It's the same thing like Reggie Jackson. The same thing. Okay, it's fine to have Lou and Trez in stretches, but if they are not doing anything late in games, or in game just in 10 in general, they're not doing nothing. Do not put them in the 4th quarter. Do not keep them out there. Doc Rivers, I'm telling you, the only way the Clippers are going to lose this series, I still have confidence they can win game 6. Because guess what? This will fuel the Clippers now, knowing like, they effing did it. They pulled a fast one on us. No, we cannot have that happen. We were killing these guys. Now they got the confidence, and now we need to knock these guys out. And guess what? If the Clippers get knocked out 3-1, they will be ridiculed. They will be ridiculed. I'm not even joking. I can see Twitter roasting every Clipper fan and the Clippers in general saying, you guys talked all this shit. And guess what? Only to lose 3-1. When you had performances from Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, who would look like they wanted to get this freaking series off and move on to play the Los Angeles Lakers. Because listen, Lakers are winning tomorrow against Houston. Now, guess what? You don't get a few extra days of rest. The Lakers do. Now they get to prepare and see, do we going to play the Clippers or are we going to play freaking Denver now? I'm telling you, Clipper fans, I'm telling you. The one catalyst in this whole run to the championship thing is all on Doc Rivers. It's all on Doc Rivers. Because guess what, guys? And as I end this video off, guess what? Doc Rivers is the X Factor, guys. Doc Rivers is the X Factor, Clipper fans. You want to know why? He has loyalties to players, to veteran players, instead of guys that need to be in there like Zoo. He literally has loyalties to Lou and Trez. And I love Lou and Trez. I do. But they have no business being in the fucking game. Late in that game, if they cannot do nothing, they cannot play defense, they're not scoring the basket. No. Put your starters back in the game and close up the game with your guys. That's your starting lineup. Do not semblance or put a mixture of the starting with the bench. Especially if they're going cold. I gotta get out of here because I have to make some call for jury duty. I was gonna do my homework from college, after this game, feeling comfortable and happy, but no! I'm gonna do all my homework tomorrow and focus on the Clippers trying to win Game 6! On top of it, the Chicago Bears, who are my favorite football team, are playing Sunday as well. And I don't know how I'm gonna be watching that and the Clipper game. There's no way this loss should have happened. The Clippers should be moving on to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in their history. But guess what? No, they're not. Now they got to play a Game 6. Now with the backs on their wall. The pressure's on the Clippers now, because guess what? They got to get it done. And it ain't going to look good if Denver forces a Game 7. It ain't going to look good if Denver forces a Game 7. All because Doc Rivers and his inability with fucking rotations. He wants to stick with guys like Lou Williams and Trez, who he's watching. If Clipper fans can tell they're not helping us, why are you keeping them in the game, Doc? Again, I'm also going to point this out, which I don't think nobody else has pointed out either, and who knows? Who knows? This is on the players as well. This is on the players as well. You want to know why? You want to know why? Kawhi, Marcus, Patrick Beverly, Zubac, no. They don't get up off their bench and tell them, Coach, I don't care what you say. I'm getting myself in this fucking game. We need to stop this guy and we need to move on. We're trying to win a title. We are not bullshitting for your thoughts. No, 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 no. It's just as much as on the loss as them. That's what Kawhi and the other players are doing. No, don't get quiet on these guys, on your coaches. No. Sometimes you have to take it to your coaches and tell them, no, I need to get in the game and help my team win. I'm trying to get to the Western Conference Finals. Our goal is to win a championship. I'm your guy that will take you there. Because you damn well know LeBron would have been saying that to Frank Vogel if that happened. Because guess what? It don't matter what LeBron, if he sees his team down within an instant, he gets back in the game. Does Kawhi, does Marcus, does Pat, does Zoo, do they do that? No! So it's just on the players as it is on the coaches. I want the players to take assertiveness against Doc Rivers and tell them, no, Doc, fuck your thoughts. Get Trez, get Lou out of the game. Where are your star players? Where are the starters? Get them out of the game. We'll get in there, win you this game. Doc Rivers just returned back to Dallas first round levels of coaching. I'm going to get out of here, guys. I'm going to get out of here. The Clippers got game 6 on Sunday in a must-win game. Otherwise, they're going to be in the same position as the damn Boston Celtics, who right now are fighting for their fucking, season lives right now against Toronto because they let a few games slip away. I expect the Clippers to come out of game 6, play aggressive. Hopefully the coaching in Doc Rivers' cases is smart. Now you see why Patrick Beverly was always arguing with Doc Rivers, challenge the call. And Doc Rivers thinks he's so smart because he's fucking stubborn as dog shit. He is literally talking to a rock. You cannot tell me. This is why there is Clipper fans around saying, nah, we need to fire Doc and get him out of here. Because he is not doing what it is. Clipper fans can coach better than Doc Rivers right now. All I need to tell the guys is play aggressive defense, get to your spots on offense, and freaking, I'll tell you one thing. I may not know how to coach no damn basketball, but I'll tell them, listen, play some aggressive-ass defense, and I'll get the rotations right. I'll see when a player's not playing good. I'll take them out. Like I said, I'm going to get out of here. I'm sorry, Clipper fans, that we were just subjected to nonsense and bullshit. Thanks to Doc Rivers, a.k.a. the choke artist, the 3-1 choke artist. I'm sorry. If he really does lose this, if we really do lose this lead, I'm sorry. He needs to be fired on the spot. Steve Ballmer and Lawrence Frank needs to go to the locker room and tell Doc Rivers, you're fired. We'll just get another coach who'll make the right moves. This is why I always said, I don't care. I'd rather friggin' bring back Marcus Morris and just let Trez walk. That's all I gotta say tonight. So it's up to the Clippers now to win either Game 6 or somehow Denver forces it to Game 7. They need to win that game, otherwise their season is over. And all because of their coach. And like I said, if they somehow lose this 3-1 lead, Doc Rivers I need to hear on ESPN, Doc Rivers has been fired from the Clippers. No, and you can say, aren't you taking it a little bit too far? No. He blew a 3-1 lead before. And if he does it again, no, that's a fireable offense. That just shows he's not the guy to lead these dudes. He's just not the guy to lead these guys. And either I promote Sam Cassell or somebody who wants to make the right rotations and do the good things. You know? I'm not wrong. He'd rather stick with Trez instead of Zoo. But yet, I hear this man saying, oh, I have a ton of respect and I love Zoo. Bullshit, Doc. If you really love Zoo so much and you respect him for how he plays, You be putting him out there in late game situations, not sticking with Trez. Now you wonder why there's apparently rumors on the Clippers trying to acquire Giannis. Oh, I know why. He could be essentially a backup center for you. Anyways, the Clippers got to come out in Game 6 and play aggressive as hell. They need to play lockdown defense, and they need to play good offense. They were playing good offense for 3.5 quarters. And then, not really. You just see more ISO instead of moving the ball. I'd really like to hear what Doc Rivers says in tonight's press conference. I really do. Listen, I'm going to get out of here. This has been Cam for 15. If you guys liked the video, like it. If you disliked it, leave a like. Whatever comments you put, I don't really care. If you're a Clipper fan and you say you wholeheartedly agree with my statement, go ahead. I know that, like I said, this was a rant. I'm not messing around. I was expected to get to the Western Conference Finals tonight, and didn't happen. All because Doc Rivers failed to put in the right rotations at the right time. And by the time Denver came back, little too late. Well, guys, I'm going to get off here. I got things to do, and hopefully I don't have nightmares tonight. So till then, guys, I'll see you guys Sunday, whenever, for Clippers playoff recap. Hopefully the Clippers win. Till then, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Peace.